can do anything with this. He's just volleying. Every hit for the spark is gonna hit. And the shield goes connect.
That's Arthur. I think it's a command grab, isn't it?
I was very good in our 2 hours.
Right in time.
Now with the Vocal, with the meter as well. Gets a conversion. Oh, he has CVO. No, spends it on the Vocal. That's gonna kill.
Changing up the cycle, jumping in. And welcome everybody to the Vortex Gallery Online 2023 lineup reveal show. It is so good to be back here with my fellow Vortex Gallery crew members. I am joined by Chickzama, who is looking a little suspicious today on the stream today. How are you doing?
I'm feeling a little sussy. Yes, how y'all doing?
All right, yeah, that's a word to do it. Corin, who is off in a faraway skybound place. What's up, Corin?
Don't run away from Guild War.
And last, we got Hagade in a decidedly more what would we call it? Spooky place? Yeah, I don't know. It's my favorite stage from V7, that's for sure. And what you guys just saw before the cut was the early registration trailer. And if you've ever been on one of these shows before, you know how it is. We announce our big tournament, be it online or offline as well, right? And then we put out the call, see who else wants to take part. You know, everybody all over the world takes interest in what we're doing. And we have to, bring in a whole bunch of people at a bunch of new tournaments, even grow the event even bigger than it already was planned to be. And the lineup reveal show is where we recap all that. We report all our progress, and we're going to have a conversation about all the games that are joining us. The final lineup for Vortex Gallery Online 2023. Really quick, if you don't know the format this year, Vortex Gallery Online 2023 is 4 weekends of tournaments spanning the globe, east to west, north to south. We got every region you could possibly think of, except for Antarctica, for those of you out there in the ABK community. Across more than 60 titles. You saw more than, you saw 40 games. We have more than 60 games now, and the tournament list is well over 100 now. there was a line that we were going to cross where we said there couldn't be more. We crossed it. We're past it now. The final lineup went past it. So again, it's going to be from February 10th to March 5. So we're looking at just about a month away from the first tournaments kicking off. And we're going to have our schedule releasing today, where you can see the start times of all of our tournaments for all of our regions around the world. And, a couple of tournaments actually got created and announced today as well. So this is the final say on all these 100+ tournaments that we're going to get onto. So really quickly, we want to give a big thank you to our online TOs who are continuing to work with us. We internally have the suspicion that the online, I guess you call online major now is what we call it, format was never really going away since we started working on it. And considering that we're year over year growing in the online space and even offline, thankfully, we really want to say thank you to our TOs and our players who are helping us out. We have over 400 people registered in early registration. Again, that is a massive amount. There are brackets that will hit cap. So I don't think any of them have yet. When you have 80+ tournaments announced, that tends to work that way. But, get in early if you're interested in any of the games we're going to talk about tonight. Speaking of that, really quickly, just want to mention that if you are interested in participating, we have the official Vortex Gallery Tournaments Discord server, which is going to help you find tournament times and also your brackets. So if you're not familiar, you just join one single Discord server. You don't got to hop around. You just join one. You have stream schedules available to you there in your local time zone, and you have TO Desk as well, our online TO Desk, and the actual brackets themselves to play in. So we make it as easy as we possibly can make it. So we also did a little change to our format this year. If you guys have watched the show before, you know that we bring on the slides, right? And the slides have, 4, 5 games per slide, and we just kind of talk about. There's too many games, guys. There's too many for that. This time we can't do that anymore. we broke that. We broke another thing. So what we're gonna do this time is what I'm doing is I've concocted several niches of games that we have here, okay? And they're kind of broad categories. There's some overlap in a couple of places, but we're going to go through and just kind of talk about them in bigger bunches, right? And that helps us because there's a lot of regions and a lot of games to cover. And I think, just to get on with it, right? Just to really take advantage of the efficiency this format gives us. Let's get right onto the slides and let's talk about anime games. Let's obviously start with anime games. So we have a lot of Arc System Works titles. Surprise, right? Arc System Works titles are huge. And there's no better way to really ring that in than with the Arc System Works Gallery. Check this out. So we have a ton of anime fighters of all kinds joining us for Vortex Gallery Online 2023, and look at this region list. So obviously it makes sense that we open our tournament lineup by saying, yeah, we have a bunch of BlazBlue Central Fiction tournaments. So I'm gonna stop yapping and let Chigzama explain to us the scope of BBCF this year.
Well, thank you. I am, surprised to say we actually have a new region, as if we didn't have enough regions to, begin with. So shout outs to Latin America for stepping up. They have 3 total tournaments, so one of them being BlazBlue, so it's going to be exciting.
Yes.
I have not seen them play yet, so that's going to be a good one, so don't miss that. As well as our previous lineup, we have China, Europe, Japan, Latin America, or North America, OCE, SA Brazil, Sud, and then C.
Yes.
So,
LATAM
a whole
is
lot
new.
of BlazBlue.
A whole lot of BlazBlue. Yeah, Latin America North is a completely new region to us this year. We are introducing them with 3 tournaments. We'll get to the other 2 tournaments very shortly. But safe to say that this region has been very hungry for anime, and they're looking to have some really good, strong representation this year with these titles. These are the games that, at least locally, I know, being in that region, everybody wants to play these games. Everybody's looking for tournaments. I'm really lucky that the local FGC in my country are very willing to participate in net play tournaments. They have very strong representation in those brackets for the region, so super happy to have them accommodated this year. And we have, that's just the first game. that's like how many regions for just the first game. So up next we have BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. You're gonna have North America, South America, and SEA regions. Hop on that rollback goodness. Check it out. And next up we have DNF Duel, that game that we ran at Evo. Right? Let's talk about DNF Duel really quickly. I know Hagre, you are leading the charge for the NA tournament. Tell me a little bit about this game and what people can expect.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, DNF Duel has been, like Shib said, we ran it at Evo. It was a pretty good event. And a little people were kind of worried about what was going to happen with the game. But ArcSys / Aidings and / what's the name of the company?
Exxon?
The DNF company. Yeah, Exxon.
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah.
They announced a recent update. It's already dropped. People are enjoying it. There's a lot of different changes to it. A lot of characters that needed buffs got some buffs. Nerfs, on the other hand, DNF is the kind of game where it's just kind of more of a buff everybody as opposed to like a nerf to strong stuff. It's a wild and crazy game, and there's lots of cool stuff in there. So as Shib said, I'll be leading the tournament for NA. It's definitely been one of my favorite games that have come out in recent memory. Definitely reminiscent of the one touch and you're dead kind of Marvel kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to see it. But Oceania, Brazil, and Southeast Asia will also be having brackets for it. So yeah, definitely, if you are just like me and you love that crazy insaneness where everybody is broken, DNF is definitely your game. So looking forward to it, y'all.
Super happy to see DNF represented once again. Hopefully we make a big bracket just as we have before. Next up, we have Dragon Ball Fighters. So funny story, G-Tech, who helped us out at EVO this past year, picked up the torch for this. I was in consideration for bringing Dragon Ball Fighters. Obviously, I am a huge fan of this game. But I've been very busy with making some of these other tournaments happen. So much love to G-Tech for making this happen. We're going to have East Coast and West Coast for North America tournaments. And of course, we're going to have Oceania running their show as usual. There he is in the chat. What's up, homie? Yeah, I'm super happy to see DBFZ represented at Vortex. Big desire of mine for a long time. Next up, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. There's a lot of versus regions. But, you know, since Corin decided to show up with the Grand Blue background, Corin, talk to me about Grand Blue. Are you looking forward to this?
I am very much so looking forward to Grand Blue Versus. It's a fun game. Like, they're still developing content for it. They've recently made promises that the game's not going to be over yet after their big circuit they're doing, and it'll be fun to see people play it. Like, it's got the delay netcode, so it's very important that we have all of these regions so that people are playing like people who are close to them. Yes, we do have the European region, East Coast, West Coast for NA. We're gonna have Brazil bracket, and Brazil actually they expressed that there are so many players, but they have a split in the platforms that they use. So there is going to be both a PC and a PS4 bracket for our Brazil region. So you want to watch, you know, 2 brackets of Grand Blue, you can have fun. And we will also have our South America general, which is the region surrounding Brazil, not including Brazil, of course. Next up, talk about community favorites. Kill la Kill IF Restitch is expanding their region to have North and South America included. So if you're in the Americas, you're eligible for the bracket. This is the community modded version of the game. They have been making big strides. I understand that a patch came out recently. So we actually updated our rule set to include the new patch that came out. Also, we were, you know, happy to host this game at EVO. So it's really cool to see them follow along with us and kind of grow their own community and helping us. I want to say I'm not sure how new that IF update is, but our rule set was outdated. We had to update the version. So there is definitely an update out there for maybe people who are like out of the loop. Next up, shout outs to Persona Fight Club. We are going to be talking about Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. We have 4 brackets here, and here we have NA plus EU on PC, and then we have NA plus Japan on PSN. Okay, so you can sign up for both if you're in NA. If you're in one of those regions, of course, you will have either the option of a PC bracket or a PSN bracket. We will have Oceania, which I believe is on PC, and we will have South America as well. So much love to them. I know that they were doing exhibitions and they've been doing show matches and they've been really hyping up this particular outing for their community. So I'm really glad that we get to work with, you know, shout outs to Osagure in the back running the holding it down. But that kind of thing is really important to us, that the community is really hyping up the show, right? So, you know, this slide here that you guys are looking at, right, all pretty. It says Arc System Works Gallery, but where is Guilty Gear? Okay, well, we have a ton of Guilty Gear. It has to have its own slide. There's just too much of it. So here's all the Guilty Gear titles that we're running this year. We needed our own slide. There were too many. So yeah, you know, Mech, let's go, man. So here we're gonna have this is maybe, you know, a little bit of a surprise to people who, you know, have certain expectations about Guilty Gear, right? Maybe you expect that the Strive bracket is not, you know, South America centric, but it is. Maybe, you know, you weren't expecting Europe and OCE to have Rev 2 brackets, but they will. Maybe you weren't expecting Guilty Gear plus R to have like one of the highest region counts per, you know, in our show, but it will. And also Guilty Gear Isuka. So let's talk about that. Guilty Gear Isuka will be played 2v2. So you do have to sign up for it as a team tournament. It is going to be played on rollback netcode. We are in communication with our friends over at Blue Minder Studios. Just, you know, hi Blue. If you're in chat, you know, I don't mean to roast you. But we will be running Guilty Gear Isuka as a team tournament using 4-player rollback Flycast. If you need more information, we will be making sure that everybody is set up
But if you're interested, grab a partner, play the game. So that's our Guilty Gear tournaments. We have a lot of anime to talk about tonight, as you could almost imagine. But that's our ArcSys tournaments, right? But where there is ArcSys, there is almost certainly French bread. And we have a ton of French bread games here. And I just want to say, this list is like a history. Like, it's like the history of one studio, right? We got Glove on Fight 2, right? Yes. And yes, that is, yes, it is, you know, we're running it. And then we got Melty Blood Actress Again Current Code, Under Night, Dengeki Bunko, all the way up until Type Lumina. So, I want to say that these are the other two tournaments that I was talking about with regards to LATAM joining us. LATAM will be joining us for Current Code and for Type Lumina. They have been working super hard to have offline representation, and you know, it's really important to us that they get the opportunity to join us. The LAN community has been super active online, so they're putting up the fight on both fronts. Let's see. What is there to say about this slide? What can we really surprise people with? I don't know. First of all, shout outs to Blue in the chat for Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. That is our TO for NA. I will be helping out with the LAN tournaments. Shout outs to DJ Cream, who is in the back helping us with the NA tournaments. And elsewhere, we have Tabby, who will be helping us with North America, East Coast, and West Coast for Under Night. So give it up for them. There will be a, yes, and yes, for Under Night, there will be a specific bracket for Chile. People in that region who really want to get some games in, you have the option. Let's look at the chat, just like lighten up. Let's go, Chile. Yeah, man. I'm with y'all.
Let's go, Chile.
Let's go, Chile. All right, so now, you know, we've kind of had a theme here, right? But we're gonna go to more variety. But I said I had a couple surprises for you, so let's pull this up. What is this? What is this game? I know that, you know, maybe if you've been paying attention, you might know what this is. And I don't want the people in my in my call here to guess, right? I just want to give you guys like 30 seconds, right? To like just like guess, like, what is this game? What are we playing here? Just 30 seconds. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we need some Jeopardy things.
We need yeah, that would help. What is this? What is the game? It's anime. It's still an anime game. I'll tell you that. Okay? All right. All right, I see survival arts in the chat. Yeah, now it's time to throw it. So, you know, a lot of people guessed it correctly. We are running Mahjong Soul once again. So if you remember Mahjong Soul from the last tournaments, Mahjong Soul is
correct. We are insane.
Yeah, it is. It is a 2-day event. Yeah, so this is the, you know, obviously it had to go with all the other anime fighting games, right? But yeah, Mahjong will be a 2-day event. Pools will be on one day. Top 32 will be on the next. It has a cap of 256. I want to say we're really close to getting there. So if you want to play this, sign up like right now. Just like open up a tab and just sign up. And I remember that when this tournament happened in the past, we like took over the Mahjong Soul Twitch category. Just everyone streaming their runs, right? So with any luck, that will happen again, and we will get another great screenshot to have passed around of the absolute takeover that we will do with the funny Mahjong game.
Yeah, the only thing that can stop us is the Nevada Gaming Commission.
Yeah, they could stop us, but they're not going to. Let's move on. You know what? Let's see. All right, now we're gonna actually go back, you know, into the further out there in fighting games. Not too far out there.
Oh, well, real quick.
What you got?
One thing with Maj Soul I want to bring up is that definitely always hits cap.
Yes, yes.
So if you're trying to play some mahjong, like definitely like sign up early for that. We do usually have a waiting list for, you know, for people who no show the day of and stuff. Yeah, you know, that's also feels really quick. So yeah, definitely sign up now if you're.
Yeah, you guys think we're joking? Nah, we're deadly serious.
Yeah, and also another heads up with that, that will be run across 2 days. So like it'll be kind of like the first day of pools, and then there'll be, I think it's a top 32. They'll be playing on the following weekend. So yeah, just a heads up, if you're serious about your MJ, that's pretty typical kind of stuff. But yeah, if you're new to the game, definitely come ready to play. So
Yep. Chat is asking about the rule that we've had in previous years about you're not allowed to play in tournaments if you have if you're playing in the mahjong. I want to say that we are not doing that this year. Please be attentive if you're going to be playing in multiple brackets, but also I believe we are not having a hard overlap with the mahjong tournament for pools. Top 32 though,
yeah,
different story.
From what I remember, the TO Arnlide said that during the first day, we won't be doing the overlap rule, so you can play in other tournaments while you're in the mahjong tournament. But for top 32, that's definitely locked off. So if you're nice, make sure that I think the third week of games, keep that in mind if you're nice in mahjong and in other games too.
Yeah, if you're playing mahjong and other games, keep in mind that you can still get DQ'd out of your pools, even if we're allowing you to enter the game. We're just, allowing you to give yourself the option of getting DQ'd for slow playing a mahjong match.
Yep. All right, so look forward to anime fighting games, including mahjong. So next up, let's talk about versus games. Let's talk about team versus. All right. So this is a little bit more of a, curveball slide, right? We're gonna go a little further out. So here is the gamut from games like The King of Fighters, Ultra Fight Dakianta 2, and then things like Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, Power Rangers, Skullgirls. So let's just kind of take it from top to bottom. Power Rangers is joining us online for the first time. They are leveraging the crossplay plus rollback combo to have a very broad region. So if you're anywhere in LATAM, north up until Europe, you're eligible to play. I'm sure you'll be fine. Skullgirls, of course. Skullgirls has been huge over the past few years, and we are representing them with 4 brackets. Fun fact: the NA Skullgirls bracket is scheduled to be at least the last tournament of the event. So that will be our finale tournament, if you will. So I'm sure that one will bring a lot of competition. I know that the Skullgirls community has been talking about it. Tatsunoko versus Capcom joins us online once again. They join us every single year. Shout outs to K-Beast. They join us offline, join us online. The King of Fighters, we have 2 KOF titles joining us. If you are all over the world and you have a wired connection and you know how to use Fightgate, you can join us for KOF 2003. If you're in NA, you have a wired you still have a wired connection. You thought I was going to get rid of that, and you can join us for the King of Fighters 15. That's going to be hosted by us, right? And Osugure and Manchus are in charge of that, right? That's what I understand. And next we have TMNT Cross Justice League Turbo, the indie fighting game sensation, the one that has taken over the minds of people interested in independently developed fighting games. This game actually still got content updates. It just got like the last character, Clayface. Like that was really cool. And Clayface can he can shoot up his hands from like different parts of the screen and stuff. Like it's really cool. So they will be running a NA bracket. Check it out. Really cool game. Chianta, yes, every single time, chat. Yes, every single time. Yes, we do put Chianta in a different font in every single slide. Every time that we do this, Chianta has to have the Comic Sans font. That's the tradition, okay? Can't get rid of that. So, Saturday morning, Chianta will join us once again. And we're going to have a little bit of a curveball with Umineko joining us from Brazil. So, lots of cool versus games here. Obviously, I'm personally happy to see a lot of 2v2 representation here. If you're looking for KOF, obviously, great. We've been running KOF at like every single event that we can. So it's really nice to see a couple of titles in there. Let's see. What is next on our list, actually? We have a little further out there. We have 3D fighting games. Let's check out 3D fighting games. This is a bit of a weird one. Let's see.
Those are certainly 3D.
Those are certainly games that are in 3 dimensions. So there's a lot here. So we got to break it down. So first of all, we have ARMS, right? That is a 3D fighting game. It is a 3D fighting game where you're like punching each other from like across the screen, but it is, a 3D fighting game. And then we have another 3D fighting game, a 3D fighting game that has been described to me as a 2D fighting game with 3D mechanics. I don't know what that means. That's what people tell me. We're talking about
Like they don't win codes.
All-Star Battle R is joining us from NA. I know that the community was actually really quick about signing up for this one, so I know there were a lot of signups early on for this. Really hoping to see the best of it. Next up is, the classic, the one that we all get together for, Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus Max Boost on. Once again, we are having NA and OCE brackets. Look forward to it. NA Mbon is a beauty to watch. OCE Mbon is a wild thing to watch. And, we can't do our thing. I don't think we can really do the thing that we do without running Mbon. Like, it's just, there are forces at play here that would not allow it. Now,
Brett.
yeah, there are names that we cannot utter that would not allow it. But
It's Brett.
it's Brett.
It's Brett, but also
Straight up.
Bulletproof though. Bulletproof has been holding it down for the NA scene and will be the main TO, I believe, going on this time.
yeah, Bulletproof is in
maybe
charge.
this time the tournament will actually end, unlike 2019, which is still going.
They're still
they-
fighting.
Some say, yeah.
Some say they're still fighting. Yeah. All right, we can hyper subs over Gundam. Everyone loves Gundam now. This is a great time. The game is on sale still. You can get your friends who are watching G-Witch to join play the game. Right now is the time to get the pitch in. All right, next up, another 3D fighting game. Project Justice joining us on Fightcade. It is going to be that rollback goodness for a global event. Shout outs to Chair G Tables up in the chat. What's up, homie? Next up, we have Soul Calibur 6. Soul Calibur 6 is being brought to you by Sabandes. It is going to be on Parsec. If you are a Soul Calibur player in NA, you probably know what that means already. It's going to be a damn good show. They're going to have really quality station setups for you guys to play on Parsec. Really get the best possible online experience of the game. And, people... What's up, Chuck? Look at this guy. Like, people still play this game? Yeah, man. It's because you bring it, bro. So... super happy to have them. Now, what is Toy Fighter? I'm kidding. I know what Toy Fighter is, but what is it? Can anyone tell me? Chat, what is Toy Fighter? One sentence. You have to give me Toy Fighter in one sentence. What is it?
That's the one with Bad Mr. Frosty, right?
No,
I'm just fucking.
you know what? I was thinking about that. No. This is a very I don't want to say complicated. It's a very I don't know, engaging is the word I'll use. Fighting game with a lot of very strange rules about how to get knockouts in a game where you beat up other toys, right? So it's a game. I think a game is a good way to put it. Shout outs to Idolism J, our boy, who is taking the charge here on this one. Obviously, Jay was in charge of the viewer's guide that we put out for EVO last year. So much love to have him on the team. And next up, we have Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. This is going to be run by our friends in NA, and VF5 in the US is a very, dedicated community, I would say. Like, they are always putting it together.
That's an interesting way of saying old.
Yeah, you know what? Very old community. Yeah. I mean, hey, man, you play the same. This is the same version of a game that's been on, what, PS3?
Yeah.
It feels weird to say like PS3, like
2005,
like
I think.
it feels weird to say PS3 as if that's like an old thing. Oh, look, Carpenter says we got some under 30s. Yeah, let's go. I'm telling you, the new blood is real. Yeah, looking forward to having the VF community join us. I know that they've been
gonna happen. I believe it.
Oh yeah, we talk about this like all the time. We talk about VF6.
I bring it up constantly.
We talk about VF6 all the time internally. No, but yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think the VF community has really embraced kind of like the online scene and really been very friendly about it. And I think that's like really good. And having them bear that out in participating in the online events like this one is really, really nice to see. Next up, this is not 3D. It's actually quite different. We have a couple of platform fighters joining us this year. So this is maybe something that only I can really speak on here. So you guys are going to have to listen to me talk for a little while. But Lethal League Blaze is joining us as a global event. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Real quick on Nick, if you were part of the West Coast bracket, it has been merged with the East Coast bracket. It is a single NA-wide event. If you signed up for East Coast, you still have your spot. If you do not have West Coast, we reached out to you to let you know to please sign up for the West Coast tournament. There's still space. Nick Brawl is a very fun game, very fast-paced game, and you can check it out. Next up is going to be Rivals of Aether. So Rivals of Aether has representation in 3 brackets this time. So we have Rivals Europe, Rivals North America, which also includes Latin America. Got you in the chat. Here are the TOs. And we got Rivals of Aether Workshop bracket. That will be a global event. Yes, for people asking, we will be publishing the workshop roster ahead of time. We will, work with the guys. I think you could call Lethal League a platform fighter. I think you can do that. Maybe that's a hot take. I think you can do that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having this representation. I've been saying for a little while. Not a little while, like a year now, that we're going to get a bunch of platform fighters soon. We're going to have a bunch of people from those communities joining up. They want to play. So I think it's cool. Next up is something completely different. Puzzle games. All right. So, you guys ever heard of Azumanga Daioh? Maybe the new, maybe the Zoomers in the chat haven't heard of that. Have you guys heard of that? Well, there's a puzzle bobble game for it. Maybe you've never played that version, but that's the version you're going to play if you sign up for this bracket. Okay? And next up is Landmaker. Who can tell me about Landmaker? I vaguely understand Landmaker. Does anyone here more than vaguely understand Landmaker?
Oh.
This is
one of the first games where I said that's made up when they put it on the sign up sheet.
Yeah, I think so. And if you look at the logo for the game, you could swear somebody made it up, right? No, it is a.
Right now.
It's. I'll tell you basically what it is. It's a isometric, tile matching game. So the whole thing is like. You know how when Tetris, right? Like the blocks coming down, right? And you see it as like a vertical surface, right? But in this game, you match them like isometric kind of way, right? So that's kind of its pitch, and the pitch is like in the isometric perspective, like the little blocks like group up to form like castles and towers and stuff. That's why it's called Landmaker, because it's like it takes place on like a surface of land. So chat's asking about Catherine. Yes, our TOs for Catherine are taking a break. Much love to Linus and the crew. So these are the puzzle versus games that we will have this year. Now, I want to talk very briefly about Puyo Puyo Champions. This game has been with us for a while, and it's going to be on PC this year. And as a matter of fact, we interviewed the TO. I say we, Chixama did. And we are resuming our TO interview series on YouTube to cover some of the new tournaments that are joining us this year, or maybe even revisit some of us who stuck with us. So I want to show you guys a very brief clip of the TO interview series season 2, as it is. And you can watch the full episodes coming soon on our YouTube. But let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Interesting. I know Kyobi, and I hear from him sometimes just how popular these puzzle type games, and Puyo itself is just so popular. I was really surprised to see that there's a pretty big interest in this genre.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of funny because usually when you think about puzzle games, then outside of Japan, it's oh, it's Tetris, right? Mm-hmm. But if you go watch Japanese anime or read a lot of manga, you keep seeing Puyo pop up all the time. So it's kind of the national sport of Japan as far as puzzlers go.
Are you excited for VG? Are you hyped?
Yeah, so something new that we're trying out this year is that this is the first time for Anime/Vortex Gallery that we're running this event on PC. Mm-hmm. What I'm excited about that is that there are a lot of countries. The two I'm thinking about in particular are France and Brazil, where most of the players there are actually not on Switch or PS4, not on console. Pretty much all the scene there is they play on PCs. So I'm really excited to see I know there's a lot of strong players around the world who only play on PC, so I'm excited to see who shows up for this year for this event.
That is the very brief PV, if you will, of the interview at TO Season 2 episode with Zan. It's already available on our YouTube channel. And Chixama, why don't you tell us a little bit about the process of doing these interviews?
Yep, so I'll be hitting up y'all again. Like, I started a bit before the holiday, and then I may or may not have caught COVID. So that kind of set me back a little bit, but definitely, if you're part of staff, be looking out. I'll be hitting you guys up this week. So look forward to that. We'll have a couple of episodes to roll out this week. So yeah, we'll be interviewing different TOs from all of Vortex Gallery.
Yes. I am super looking forward to having more of these. They are always a really fun little project that we take on. What else? What else do we have to talk about here? So somebody in the chat asked, I wasn't going to go to it right away, but somebody in the chat asked about this next title. It's a mystery title. So if you're that person, you already know what it is, but let's just go to the next one, right? Like, what is this? I'm sure you all know what this is.
Oh, wow.
In the heart of hearts, you know what this is. You know, your brain has pattern recognition, right? So you can think about it, right?
I see some people know in the chat.
Some people in the chat, are thinking real hard about this game. I'll give you a couple more seconds to let the sound effects play in your head. Right?
When you realize.
Some people may know. Some people might be a little green. They might not know. But I don't know. I still think they can get it. Even if they're a little green.
Yeah, they can figure it out. Yo. Yeah. We are the friendly golf community. We are bringing back Neo Turf Masters.
It's not Brian Battler?
No, it's not Brian Battler with a golfing bat, dude. That sucks.
It's Pikachu.
It's Pikachu. This is going to be a global event on Fightcade. You guys know the drill. Big shout outs to our TOs running that event. And, now we kind of run into a point where there's just so many games, right? There's so many games that we have to kind of group them up a little more. Like, okay, here's some random games. Like, here's just random things that we run, right? You guys know already kind of what these could be. So let's talk really quickly about our random select category. That is things like this slide. I always like doing the one crazy slide with like ridiculous characters and stuff. Like, this is that one for me. So we have everything from Acceleration of Suguri all the way up to Toho. That's actually not that crazy, but everything in the middle is a little more out there. So first of all, like I said, Acceleration of Suguri 2 is joining us from Brazil. Eternal Fighter 0 is joining us from 3 different regions this year. It's going to be North America, Brazil, and South America. Fight of Animals, of course. Hold on, I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to see what Corin has on his screen right now. So we have yeah, there you go. Blow it up. There we go. So we have Eternal Fighter 0 joining us again. Fight of Animals, of course, I am bringing it back. Shout outs to Eggdog right here in the corner behind me. And Fight of Steel, the latest from Digital Crafter, is joining us as well. Fight of Steel is actually coming to Nintendo Switch and PS4 tomorrow at the time of recording. So congratulations to the team on that. We will be playing on PC though. Make no mistake. You guys know how it is. 7 p.m. You log in, you play. So check out for that. Next up, Fighting EX Layer. This is a game that has a global bracket thanks to the Classics netcode update that Arika has been putting together. They really like the global community that they've put together, and we are happy to have them. I know that we've talked to them a couple times about having them at our event, so it's really nice to link up with the TOs and make it happen. Next up, a game that some of us on 956P are found playing into the deep depths of the night. It is Koihime. I have seen people on this team in the darkest hours of the night in hotels playing this game offline because they just love it and they love having a community to play it with. And our friends from Brazil will be representing the game, so check it out. If you don't know what it is a very crazy Three Kingdoms style, like themed-esque anime fighting game. Next up, Phantom Breaker Omnia. Phantom Breaker is hosted in 3 different brackets this year. One of them is going to be for Japan exclusively. The other one is going to be for North America. And then there will be a global anything goes bracket. No matter where you are, if you want to get some games in Phantom Breaker, you can join that bracket. So plenty of opportunities to play it if you're a fan. And next up we have Toho 12.3 Hisoten Soku. Soku has been with us for a while. Soku also has excellent rollback. And so they will be having a region that comprises North America, South America, and Europe. Of course, we will have a representation from Oceania and Southeast Asia as well. I don't know. What do we have to add here? Aside, I could talk about FOA for, days, but like, what else is here to talk about? Like, Corin, do you have any comments for us regarding EFC?
Yeah, some lunatic made a new front end for it. So if you want to get into Eternal Fighter Zero, the best time to do it was 2002, but the second best time is right now.
Yeah, right now while the getting's good. So yeah, I don't know who would do that. I don't know who would be crazy enough to do something like that. But
I wonder.
Yeah, I hear that if you check out the EFC Discord for NA, you may find out what they're talking about. Next up, we have another. What is it? What you got?
I know. I'm curious to see if the long-standing rivalry between the EFZ and the Soku brackets is going to happen this time.
Ooh.
So yeah, for those of y'all who don't know, with the Maturino pots, you kind of see some bid wars going on in there, to try to see who gets the highest Maturino pot. So I'm really curious to see if that's going to happen.
The EFZ community are all old and gainfully employed, so they have money and they like making community goals which allow them to both support the community and bully other members in it by making them do commentary or play like first to 100s or like kumites and stuff like that. It's really a great way to get some like money flowing, and they always have a lot of fun with it. It's huge fun to watch, and it'd be great if other communities started doing stuff like that too, like
yes,
having, like, stretch goals for within the community for what to do with the Maturino.
Yes, spoilers, we do have those stretch goals in the works, so they will be back for some of our brackets, and yeah, super encouraging to our other TOs to do that. And all right,
is there somebody in your community that you want to bully into doing something? Make it a Maturino stretch goal.
Yes, correct. Correct. Next up, this one is a lot. Okay, so we're gonna need to talk about it. But thankfully, I think I can get my fellow commentators here to talk a little bit more about it. Because of the subject matter. So you guys can imagine that, like every year, we have a lot of retro games. So we have a big slide of retro tournaments that we need to talk about. We're gonna work through it. But this is, if you were looking for crazy, submissions to Vortex, this is it. This is the one. All right, let's go. This is our 2023 retro tournament lineup. Now, obviously there's games like KOF 2K3 that would be here as well. But like I said, these are broad categories, right?
I don't. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It would be like,
it's a versus game.
Yeah, but it is a versus game, so there's a lot of weird stuff here. All right, so let's see. This is gonna be hard to get through, like just from the top. Alien Challenge. Have you guys played this game? Yes.
What is this game?
Okay, it's.
No.
I've played it. I'm quite good at this game. Thank you very much. It's a game. It's a game. It's made by IGS. That's a company that doesn't make arcade games anymore. But it's pretty good. No, it's okay. I will say the community has done a lot to pick it up in the past year. Shout outs to Vivi, who will be running this bracket global on Fightcade. If you want to try the game, I recommend trying it now and making up your mind if you want to play in this bracket. Next up, Asuka 120% limit over Burning Fest. That's a lot. Okay, it's a game. Actually, you know what? I want to read you guys the description that the game sells itself on Mizumi Wiki. That is actually the best possible description of the game. So it's a game set in a 90s anime high school full of girls whose idea of school festivals apparently involves beating the crap out of each other with clash combos and all caps explosions. That's it.
Let's go.
That's the pitch, okay? So, to give you guys an idea, Asuka 120% is going to be hosted for EU and North America East Coast. Check out our rules page for the full description about that. And this bracket in particular, our friend Vic is helping us out with this particular bracket. Obviously, Vic's been holding it down just about anywhere they can with online Asuka events. Does some really great work to promote their event. Really big fan of their design skills, I gotta say. And this is a very interesting game, I think, for people who kind of have like a general interest in anime fighters. Real big fan of what this game is doing.
Very interesting as a historical piece too. It's literally the first anime fighter.
Yes.
Asuka 120.
Yes. Now, I actually don't have too much to say about Asura Buster Eternal Warriors, other than once again, Vivi Mayoi is our TO for this one, and if I'm not mistaken, this game is also an IGS title. I think I'm wrong. No, it's developed by a company called Fuki. They made 2 games. Both of them are related to this game. That's it. Other than that, it is a game with some very weird character designs. There's like a character who's like a giant blob, isn't there? I don't know anything about this game. I'm sure I sound crazy saying that, but there's like a character who's like a giant blob. It's cool.
BlazBlue?
Yeah. It's just like BlazBlue, guys.
I mean, yeah, giant blobs is like not a uncommon character trope.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. But yeah, this game is coming to us from Fightcade. It is going to be a global event. Check it out. You're looking for some niche picks in the bracket, like I said. There you go. Something niche, but has a little bit of notoriety recently. Dan Kuga. You may have heard of this game, actually. It's one of those retro games that the community started picking up. And really just started showing just how cool the game is. Like, it really stands out as a game that is very Street Fighter 2 inspired, but has its own charm and has its own aesthetics and really represents that weird side of like Taito's fighting game expertise that people don't really acknowledge as much, right? Because they don't really do that stuff anymore. But hey, this game is so, beloved that they released it on a mini console for, by Taito. So they brought the game back after people showed interest. I recommend checking it out. It's going to be North and South America, so everything in between. If you are in that region, you want to check it out. It's going to be on Fightcade. Okay, who wants to talk about Dynarex? I don't want to. Does somebody want to talk about Dynarex?
We did the thing.
Yeah, we did the thing. We turned
ourselves into a dinosaur. Funniest thing I've ever seen.
We ran a Dynarex. Well, we're running a Dynarex tournament, I should say. Alex Alchemy is running the Dynarex tournament, and somebody asked. Oh yeah, so internally, I don't remember who asked. Are they running the patched ROM that disables the dinosaur sounds? What do you think the answer is? Of course not. Why would we ever do that? You're gonna listen to them, brother. You can mute the PC all on yourself. That you don't need like the sound. Yeah.
It's part of the experience.
I feel like if you're going to put yourself through playing Dynarex, like you're gonna get the whole experience, right? Like, why would you not, right? Like, it's either you're in for Dynarex all the way.
Yeah. You can't go halfway on Dynarex. What's wrong with you? Anyway, come on Fightcade global event, check it out. I'm sure it's actually on the last day too, so there's something for you to look forward to, right? Next up, we have Double Dragon. That means a lot of things, but it is a Neo Geo fighting game with some absolutely ridiculous characters and absolutely ridiculous combos. It is based on a movie. It has FMV cutscenes on the Neo Geo. Think about how weird that sounds. But it is one of many very bizarre fighting games released for the Neo Geo in its day. It will be once again on Fightcade for North America and South America. Check it out. Speaking of games released on the Neo Geo, Garo, Mark of the Wolves, is joining us once again. Mark of the Wolves has joined us in a couple different instances now, and I think this is the most regions we've had for Mark of the Wolves. We have Europe, North America, and Brazil. We're checking it out. Much love to the community for coming through once again. SNK representation at Vortex remains strong. Next up, we have... Oh, this is a good one. Jackie Chan and Fists of Fire. See, this is like a funny game, but it's like cool, right?
Like it's like a cool game. So we had this game offline at Evo too. This game is so sick. I know a lot of people. Yeah, chat sounding off. We got a lot of people in the Poverty FGC who really love Jackie. It's his game. That's all you got to know. It's his game. It is going to be global and on Fightcade.
Board for it.
Yeah.
If you have an arcade board for Jackie Chan Fist of Fire, let me know.
Yeah, if you're looking to part way with a board.
Oh, damn, I'm trying to get that one.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, another game that has been with us for a while is going to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Heritage for the Future. This is going to be a North America only bracket. Obviously, JoJo's is a huge game in the online retro community. We're looking forward to having them back once again. They put on really big shows every time they join us, so good to continue having them with the online events. Next up, Matcha Melee. Who can talk to me about Power Instinct? I think Corin's the person to ask about Matcha Melee. What can you tell us about Matcha Melee?
It's an Atlas published game that features characters from the Power Instinct and Rage of the Dragon series. It's really, really weird. It features lots of old people, and it's, if you've ever seen SM0009, no, it's just SM9 actually on Nico Video with the like Onmyoji animation.
Yeah,
thing.
there you go. Chat's talking about it
from this game.
Yeah, it is. Game that has inspired a cultural movement. Anyway, yeah,
So,
check
weird
out.
game for weird people. It's great, fantastic, pretty much flawless. Play it.
Yeah, check out Matcha Melee. Next up, speaking of weird games, Red Earth. This game, I feel like, so this is a Fightcade title. I do feel like a lot of people kind of turn their heads towards it to kind of see what's going on there after the release of the Fighting Collection. But there is an active community on Fightcade playing this game. They can tell you all about the weird RPG mechanics that enable its systems. It's a game with a very limited roster, but because of the RPG mechanics that it has, the characters can do a lot, and a lot of broken stuff too. So check the game out. It will be on Fightcade for all regions. All right. I'm going to save myself a breath here. Let Hagade talk to us about TMNT, Tournament Fighters.
Yeah, definitely. So Turtles is making a comeback. As always, hosted by the boy Mac. And yeah, it's been a main stage for our online events and our offline events actually since a few years back now. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. If I have time, I might try to enter and try to have some shark upsets, but yeah, look forward to it. I mean, it's we talked about XJL earlier, but this is one of the base games that it was based off of, and yeah, without this game, that whole effort probably wouldn't have happened. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Yeah, it was a combo breaker game, right? It was one of the games that combo breaker. So definitely, there's a lot of, it's one of the poverty games, like a Super Nintendo fighting games that, along with Sailor Moon, gets a lot of heat. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
Okay.
I guess
you got to keep going. You got to keep
game.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, VSAV. So yeah, VSAV. Once again, NA in Brazil. Our scenes are holding it down again. So shout outs to Vampire Arcadia and Neko Punchy, who will be running it in Brazil or in North America and Brazil respectively. So yeah, I mean you already see the girl up on screen, right? Lele. So got a lot of love for VSAV over here at Vortex Gallery.
Yeah, if you're a VSAV fan, maybe you have noticed the theme of our event this year is very inspired after some of the content in VSAV. That I kind of went off on a VSAV streak after Evo, and played a lot and took away some ideas to work with. So really looking forward to that. Next up, I guess I could talk about this one, Waku Waku 7. Fightcade game, again, got a lot of popularity because of its interesting characters. Very, very cool, little hard to get around gameplay systems, mostly the very dedicated community. They run tournaments like all the time. And we will have another global bracket once again. I'm sure that the community already knows what's good, and I'm really looking forward to having them back once again. So that's a lot of retro games. You couldn't imagine that we have more retro games to talk about, right? But we do, because there's one particular franchise that rose above the rest in regards to our retro community. And, the franchise is still ongoing, but there's quite a few of them that fit in this category. That is Samurai Showdown. So we have 4 different Sam Show games joining us this year. We have the frankly ridiculous Sam Show 3 global bracket on Fightcade. We have the much more refined, if you will, but still very funny Sam Show 5 special, of course, also on Fightcade for global event. We will have the I don't know how to describe Sam Show 6 other than like a game that people are like really re-examining now that it's available on Flycast rollback. Like people, I feel like, I don't know, maybe people can comment on this. Like the opinions on Sam Show 6 were kind of set in stone for a long time. People are kind of like oh yeah, this game is, you know, these characters are strong and this is the way the meta is played and here's all the tournament footage to prove it, right? But now a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I should try it out, you know, I should see, you know, what it's about. What do you think about that, Gordon?
The joke for a long time about Samurai Showdown 6 was that whenever somebody told you they were an Iroha main, they were actually talking about Aristais and not Sam Show 6. But no, people are playing it now. Mostly it was known as the game that Iroha was from and the one where the president of the United States has a gun. But
dude,
now people are getting into it.
Oh, I forgot about yeah, that's right.
What is it called? Like Eagle something? Eagle I know Eagle Break because that's the one that he like really annoyingly spams in neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the projectile. I have his voice just kind of like vaguely ringing in my head like at all times. Like I played a lot of it back when it was first like available on rollback and like I was just like, wow, people are like these characters are very have very strong specials. Yeah, so check out Sam Show 6. It will be on Fightcade again, North America plus South America. Check it out. And the last game, the one that everyone is talking about. Everyone has all their eyes. I know all of you are on SteamDB clicking refresh on that one. You guys are, you know, just waiting for the updates to come. It is Sam Show 2019, aka Sam Show 7, aka just Samurai Showdown. This is a global bracket. We are, I guess, we've been really leading the charge for the community's effort to promote this game. Like after its initial debut, I guess, like we had them, you know, had our friends down there at Evo running the tournament, and then, you know, they're joining us for online once again. It's been quite interesting to see the community hold it down for this game, and I'm really looking forward to this year. I feel like and this is just a hunch, I feel like this tournament in particular is going to be looked back on as like a big moment for like the online scene. For this game, just my thoughts. I don't know how people feel about that, but yeah, I personally, as a fan of like half of these games, I don't really play that much 6, and I played 7 like 3 times on Parsec. But as a big fan of 3 for its ambitions, and a fan of 5 for just being like an all-time great fighting game, really nice to see all the Sam Show representation that we have here. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely want to give some shout outs to Kellyanne out there in the chat and Thrusty Zol for really holding it down. And just a heads up for Samurai Showdown. I know we 2019, but they'll be running it on the Xbox version.
Yes.
Because that has just the best net played. It's the best experience for the game all around. So sorry, you know, if you're out there on PS4 or Steam. We just wanted to
Stadia.
Yeah, or Stadia for
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't
that just shut down?
It's shutting down like two weeks from now or something.
Yeah. All right, so RIP. Yeah, sorry, Stadia fans. You know, you should have submitted it for last year's event.
For my Stadians.
But so just a heads up. Okay, it will be on the Xbox version. So yeah, I know a lot of people, especially the community, has really rallied behind the Xbox version just because of all the improvements for it. But yeah, I mean, like Shib said, you know, the rollback is coming. So definitely I think this would be a good tournament to kind of, you know, if you've been playing all along, you know, keep playing. But if you're looking to come back, and I know a lot of retro folks are, you know, they really enjoyed that game, including myself when it first came out. But, you know, between the pandemic and, you know, lack of rollback, it kind of dropped off. But I think this is the time to, you know, start looking into it again. So yeah, definitely come through.
Okay. There's one more retro tournament and I think this one's like really funny, so I left it off. And I want to see if anyone guesses this. Okay, so I want to say if you guess this by like process of elimination, congrats, no prize. But if you guess this just by like the character, I don't know. I'll give you a small prize.
Can I guess before you show it?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
All right, it's got to be Advanced Dungeons and Dragons: Iron and Blood, Warriors of Ravenloft.
What?
Yeah, sure. That's it. Give it up for Corin. Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right, roll it. Roll the slide. What is that? Do you know what that is? I'll give you guys a little minute to think about it. Yeah.
Why is he look like you're doing the Akuma pose? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, so, I'll give you guys some time to think about, like, what is this? Wow. Okay, so I just want to say, like, if you've seen this tournament on our list, like, already, like, yeah, you could maybe figure it out by process of elimination, but I want to know, honestly, if any of you think that this is, like you guessed it based on this guy, right? Okay, we got some responses coming in. We got Little Fighter. Let's go, Little Fighter.
Y'all are coming out with games I have never even heard of. Garbage Pail Kids. Yo, didn't somebody make a fighting game for that or something?
Oh no!
I feel like I've seen some like Mugen things with Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh no! All right, this is the last retro game that we're gonna talk about. It is Super Dodgeball, and yes, that is Kunio. So you hear a game with a name like Super Dodgeball, and you're like, well, what is that, right? But it could be like anything, right? But there is a I guess you can call it it's like a sports versus game, like that kind of like street hoop, super sidekicks type thing, where it's like versus each other on like an arcade setup, and it's Kunio and his buddies playing dodgeball. So this is going to be a global event on Fightcade. So if you're just looking for something to pass a little time, play a weird game. I'm a big fan of these sports versus games, by the way. I love like weird games like this. Hosted by Chergy Tables. Check it out. Yeah. So that was a lot of tournaments. That was a lot of stuff for us to be talking about.
Sure.
Could you imagine that we had one more? Right. That would be ridiculous.
No.
Right. There's no way.
Crazy.
That'd be
what the hell?
That'd be unbelievable. There's just no way. How many tournaments have we talked about so far? Jeez, I don't even know. So okay, yeah, I could actually, too many.
7.
Yeah, maybe like 8 or 9 tournaments.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so this is the last one. Yeah, okay, yeah. So chat was asking, is that F Final Burn Neo not a Super Nintendo game? Yes, there are multiple versions of Super Dodgeball. So we're talking about the Neo Geo one. That's why I said, like, it could be anything. It is a Neo Geo version. It is an arcade game. So maybe you knew about a Super Dodgeball and that's not the game. So start training. Next up is, okay, who is this guy? What is that? Any guesses?
Is this a VTuber?
Could this be a VTuber?
Pokemon.
Who is that? What is this?
It's Fornius from Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh, yo, Kyobi, you know what it is.
Yo,
we gotta play sometime, dude. I always see you in the lobby.
I'm hosting the SMT bracket. Let's go.
Yo, the SMT speedruns bracket? We can't get in the speedrun competition, guys. That's the end of us.
We could run Demi Kids. That has verses.
Yo, don't tell me.
Oh no. Yes, so the last tournament that we are going to talk about tonight, and maybe the most out there, depending on your perspective, is Splatoon 3.
Hey, big man.
There's Big Man. There, your answer is, if you answered Big Man, there you go. So, this is going to be for North America. It is going to be obviously a team tournament. It is standard rules. Check out our rules page for more information. If for the particulars about Splatoon 3, Hagade, I know you're big about this game. I know you've been actually working on cataloging various bits of information about this game. Why don't you talk to me about this tournament?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's Splat 3, right? Like, like Shiv said, that's pretty much the only game that I've been playing lately. Yeah, shout outs to those of y'all in the chat who see me up in there in the lobby. Yeah, like Kyobi says in the chat, Splatoon is kind of like a fighting game. It is a shooter at its base, But because just the game mechanics with like swimming in the ink and stuff, it's like there's a lot of footsies and stuff like that that you see more so in play than in other kinds of shooting games. So there's melee weapons in there too. So you got your zoners, you got your grapplers kind of archetypes. But yeah, it's a super fun game. Yeah, it'll be the typical splat tournament 4v4. And shout outs to Manabe who yeah, actually some behind the scenes stuff. Like this tournament was like about to be canceled because of the Manabe's computer died, but he was like, you know what, I need to run this tournament. So he went out and bought like a new computer like basically today. So
I didn't know about that.
just to make sure that this tournament would run. So yeah, definitely. Manabe is always one of the FGC heads who has always held it down for a lot of poverty games. You might know him from like Melty. I mean, basically any of like a lot of the games on our lineup. Actually, they're out there playing these games. But yeah, it's a really big Splatoon head too. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this event. Yeah, it's a awesome game. If you got a Switch and you ain't been playing Splatoon 3, you messing up, y'all. Like
I was
it's
literally,
super hype.
Hagari and I were talking about this. It's like, yeah, I have this game. I gotta like get ready for this tournament, Like, yeah, this is it. Yeah, okay, so yeah, and like we said, Manabe put a lot of effort into running this tournament. So I really want you guys to make this a big one. I want to see all the turnout we can possibly get. That way, when Chigzama starts scheming other shooter game tournaments at Vortex Gallery, we can justify it, right? We can pitch it and it makes sense, right? So this is you guys have the opportunity. You guys want to see more? You gotta put in, right? You gotta put in a little effort, right? So this is for real this time, the last tournament that we have to talk about tonight. We have announced, and I know that on Twitter we were very briefly asking for how many tournaments you guys had guessed we were running, how many we were talking about, and the final count. Okay, real quick, sound off. What do you guys think the final count is? What do you think? I know that some people replied on Twitter. What do you think? I'll give you guys 30 seconds.
Chat. Let's see those numbers up. How many games or how many events are we running?
Yeah, events. Not games.
65. Oh, okay.
Yeah. 65 like 2 years ago, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Let's hear what y'all got.
Some respectable numbers. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close. I'm not gonna lie. You're warm.
You
A
got
lot.
it, fella.
A lot, yeah.
A lot was also an answer that was like maybe like 4 years ago.
The definition of a lot has changed. Yeah.
Oh yeah. As Osu mentions, last year's online event we had 81 tournaments.
Yeah, we have so many tournaments now that I'm like thinking of like creative ways for you guys to find out how many tournaments we run, right? Like I was talking about earlier today, like we got to start doing like mini games with like all the tournaments. We can start doing, like you guys can pull the gacha to see what weird tournament you get, right? Like that's we should do like we gotta do like a thing, right? Where you pull the gacha and you get a tournament and it just signs you up in Smash. Like you're signed up. Like that's it. Like that's what you got. So the final count is 126 tournaments at Vortex Gallery Online 2023.
Ooh.
That's a lot. And there was I will not tell you how many games we said was the limit. It was pretty close to that number, but I won't say how many it was because we passed it. So, closing thoughts. Registration for all of these tournaments is live right now. With regards to registration timing, if you go to our website, vortexgallery.moe, and you look at that homepage, or you just go to our info tab, you will see the dates of the tournament, and registration closes the week of that tournament. So again, our tournaments are from Friday to Sunday, and the tournament registration will be closing the Wednesday before. So we're going to give our TOs a couple of days to seed, for people to get situated. I know a lot of you maybe who sign up for online events frequently, you just you sign up like the day of, like an hour before, 10 minutes before.
we can't do that here. We need to give our TOs time, right? Like, really respect the time of the people who run these massive brackets. So if you're interested in signing up, do so today, now that you have all the start times available to you, or real soon, right? Because we have just about a month left of registration. Just about 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Just about 4 weeks of registration for the first week. Now, that said, if the events are taking place during this second, third, fourth week, right, you will still have that extra time, right? The first week, you can still sign up for the second week and so on and so forth. But I expect that by then, space will be pretty limited, especially for some of the ones that were running in like the third week. Like a lot of those anime games are running second, third week. Like I said, Skullgirls NA are running fourth week. Like that's going to fill up like 100% before we even get close to cap. So
for sure.
Things like that. One last little surprise is that we are opening our shop once again. Please look forward to that. If you're not sure where to get updates from us on social media, you can check us out 956 Productions on Twitter. And as soon as we have that, we will have some returning favorites as well as a couple of new designs that we're really excited to show you guys to go along with the theme. So check out the shirts. Buy them ideally, right? These we got to keep running these events, and we will have them out there for you as soon as they are ready, and they should be ready very soon, so you guys can check them out. I don't know if we have any closing thoughts. I think that's just about our show for tonight. We tried to kind of switch up the format a little bit just to keep you guys from staying here for forever. Even us, right? We got to get back to working on all these events, y'all. So let's just go around the table. Chick Zama, any closing comments?
Hashtag play BBCS.
All right. Corin, got anything to say?
This is way too many games, is what I would say if I were a coward, but I'm not. So give us more next year. I want to see Advanced Variable GO2. I want to see.
I want to see AVG.
Some bullshit. Let's run an NBA Jam. Fuck it.
I want to run ABA Jam, bro. That's a good game. Yes, now you're talking my language. I know Hagade is furrowing their brow at the thought of more games, but let's. What do you have to say?
I already expect it at this rate. I don't know if we'll ever. Man, every time I think about man, there's no way we could probably do more. Like we set the cap. Yeah, we somehow managed to barely pull it off. So, if more games come next year, well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I know there's definitely some games that are missing.
Yes.
Whether they've been a part of the lineup in the past or, some games that have I've always wanted to see up on the lineup. So, as always, it's not about us here up on the screen or, even just us at 956 Productions. It's about all of the volunteers, all of the staff, literally hundreds of people. Yes. Who are putting this together, all the TOs, all the streamers, commentators, bracket runners, people who helping out on social media, like everything, people who doing translation, stuff like that. It's hundreds of people who make this thing happen. So definitely give some love to the TOs, to the people who make it happen. We're only a small part of it here.
Yes.
We just help bring everybody together. So yeah. Shout outs to them.
Yes. I do want to actually say on that note, this is usually our biggest show that we do. These reveal shows is kind of the biggest gathering that we get aside from maybe the tournament streams that you guys watch. Really quick, thank you guys. Thank you to our TOs. Thank you to the volunteers who help us out every year to make this thing happen. Thank you to everybody who was at Evo. I guess we didn't really do we said that, and we said that internally. Yeah. We said that internally, but just to put it out there in public air, thank you very much. It's so great to have everybody. Sure. And we have a lot of people who joined our crew that year who are helping us out again online, right? So the flexibility that they're putting in is really, really admirable, right? And really shows kind of the new era of organizing that we're in. People who are doing both, right? Really, really out there. So much love. Again, Vortex Gallery Online 2023 is February 10 to March 5 at start.gg/Vortex Gallery. That is 126 tournaments over 4 weekends all across the world. Okay. So if you're interested, plug a cable into your modem and make sure it's, fast and tight.
Wired.
Yeah. And feel free to sign up. Totally free. I think that's all we've got for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in catching our tournaments, again, check out vortexgallery.moe for scheduling information. You can follow us here on Twitch at 956 Productions, where we will have live streams of our events and recap streams as well. Look forward to some content in the middle. And that's about it for us tonight. So thank you guys. Good night.
Peace, y'all.
Thank you.